The bustling airport terminal hummed with activity as 12-year-old Jamal Thompson clutched his boarding pass, excitement dancing in his dark eyes. This was his first flight ever. His mother, Keisha, a hospital nurse working double shifts for months to afford this trip, gently guided him toward gate C-23. "Remember to stay close, honey," Keisha said, adjusting her son's backpack. "Atlanta awaits us. Your grandma can't wait to see how tall you've grown." Jamal nodded, taking in everything: the massive windows showcasing jumbo jets, the hurried passengers, the tantalizing smell of cinnamon rolls from nearby kiosks. His heart pounded with anticipation as they joined the boarding line, tickets and IDs ready. "Seats 14B and 14C," the gate agent announced with a smile. "Enjoy your flight." Stepping onto the aircraft, Jamal's eyes widened. The narrow aisle stretched before him like a pathway to adventure. He followed his mother, counting row numbers until they reached their seats. "Excuse me," Keisha said politely to a middle-aged man with a receding hairline occupying the aisle seat. "We have the middle and window." The man, Raymond Porter according to his luggage tag, looked up from his newspaper. His face immediately hardened, eyes narrowing with unmistakable contempt. "Great," Raymond muttered, loud enough for nearby passengers to hear. "Just what I needed today." Keisha stiffened but maintained her composure. "Sir, we just need to get to our assigned seats." Raymond reluctantly stood, making a show of sighing dramatically. "They should really warn people about seating arrangements," he grumbled, shooting a pointed glare at Jamal. "What's that supposed to mean?" Keisha asked, her voice calm but firm. Raymond sneered. "Nothing. Just thinking they should offer premium seating for those who want certain guarantees about their traveling companions." The tension escalated as they settled in. Jamal accidentally bumped Raymond's arm while fastening his seatbelt. "Watch it, kid." Raymond snapped, jerking his arm away as if burned. "Don't touch me." "I'm sorry, sir," Jamal whispered, shrinking into his seat. Keisha placed a protective hand on her son's shoulder. "It was an accident." "No need for that tone." Raymond turned, face flushed with anger. "Control your boy. People like you always let your kids run wild." "People like me?" Keisha's voice trembled with restrained fury. When the flight attendant passed with refreshments, Jamal reached for a cookie, his elbow briefly grazing Raymond's newspaper. "That's it?" Raymond exploded, spinning toward Jamal. His open palm connected with the boy's cheek with a sharp crack that silenced the entire cabin. "Don't touch me," Raymond seethed through clenched teeth. Jamal's eyes welled with tears. The red handprint bloomed across his cheek as passengers gasped in shock. A commanding voice cut through the stunned silence. "Enough." Heads turned toward a silver-haired man in row 16. Diego Mendez, 73 years old and barely 5'6", stood with the bearing of a giant. His weathered hands gripped the headrest as he fixed Raymond with a piercing gaze. "You will not touch that child again," Diego declared, voice steady and resonant with authority. Raymond scoffed. "Mind your own business, old man." "That boy is my business," Diego responded, stepping into the aisle. "Every child on this plane is my business." The flight attendants froze, uncertain how to handle the rapidly unfolding situation. Diego moved forward with surprising agility, positioning himself beside row 14. "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to return to your seat," a nervous flight attendant finally intervened. Diego nodded respectfully but stood his ground. "I will, after this man apologizes to the boy." Raymond laughed. "Who do you think you are?" "I'm someone who has seen where hatred leads," Diego replied, rolling up his sleeve to reveal a faded number tattooed on his forearm. "Auschwitz, 1944. I was 10 years old when they took everything from me, my parents, my sisters, my name. They replaced it with this number." A hushed silence fell over the cabin. "I survived because someone stood up. A guard, a German, smuggled bread to me when others looked away. One act of courage against hatred." That's why I will not, sit quietly when I see what you just did. Diego's voice carried throughout the cabin without shouting. This young man deserves to feel safe. Every person here deserves dignity. When you strike a child because of the color of his skin, you become what I survived. And I refuse to let that poison spread unchallenged. Raymond's face alternated between red and white, cornered by the moral force of Diego's words. The lead flight attendant stepped forward, her decision made. Sir, she addressed Raymond firmly, we have a zero-tolerance policy for physical assault. I need you to gather your belongings and move to the front of the aircraft. This is ridiculous. Raymond protested. It was just a tap. A businesswoman from row 12 stood up. I saw everything. He hit that child hard enough to leave a mark. I have it on video, added a college student, holding up his phone. Already sent it to the airline's customer service. More passengers voiced their support. Move him. Get him off. We're not flying with someone who hits children. The captain's voice crackled over the intercom. This is your captain speaking. We're returning to the gate to remove a disruptive passenger. We apologize for the delay. 2 air marshals appeared as if from nowhere, flanking Raymond. Sir, please come with us, one stated flatly. As Raymond was escorted off, Diego took the newly vacant seat beside Jamal. He offered the boy a handkerchief and a gentle smile. Thank you, Jamal whispered, finding his voice again. No thanks needed, Diego replied. In this world, we must be each other's keepers. The flight resumed, and as the plane climbed above the clouds, Jamal looked out the window at the vast blue sky, a world bigger than hatred, where justice sometimes arrived unexpectedly. He reached for his mother's hand, no longer afraid. Somewhere below, perhaps, another Diego was standing up, changing everything.